The worst feeling in the world is going to a test unprepared. And nowadays, it feels like that happens more and more. Like no matter how responsible you are as a student, you have, every once in a while you have this one teacher that gives you so much work, it's like they think that their class is the only class you're taking. Does any student know what I'm talking about? And so you just can't get it studied on. You walk in there and the paper comes before you and you're like, I don't know if it's A or B or C or A and B, I don't know. And it's that horrible feeling. Nowadays, there are so many moving parts, there's so many variables, there's so much conflict in our world. I feel like we're all walking into a test every day that we're not prepared for. Here's the bad news. We put that feeling on God too. We think because we feel unprepared constantly that He is unprepared. We think that if we have to go to our plan B and C and D, that God somehow has to go to His plan B. Let me tell you something about God. There is no plan B. Listen, it's normal to do this, but you're killing yourself by doing this. Point number one, please write it in. Be at peace. God has a plan. 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 John the Baptist showing up is God slam dunking over all of our anxieties and worries and saying, I had a plan, I have a plan, nothing can deter my plan. There's been no altering my plan, there's been no editing my plan. There was never a Monday morning where God got up, called the angels into his office, got a dry erase board and said, what are we gonna do with Harlow's family? Oh my gosh, they're a disaster. People, ideas, let's go, brainstorm, blue sky. We gotta get a memo to this guy. There is no emergency meeting in heaven about your life. God's got a plan. He always has, He always will. He's never been deterred from it. He's absolutely prepared for every single test you're going through. And He's got the answers. And it doesn't matter if it's multiple choice or essay, He will get an A plus. He's like one of those kids that gets a 4.5 GPA. I don't even know how you do that. How does that work mathematically? Here's the key, please write it in. You can be confident that God is prepared. I want you to take a big breath and lean into how prepared God is. This is what you're gonna get every single week in this study in Mark. You're gonna get this idea that God knows what's going on. That Jesus walks into every circumstance knowing, no matter how difficult it is, what's going on. You don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. God knows what's going on. And when you get that into your life, your anxiety lowers, your faith increases, and your inner strength comes back alive.